Good morning, everybody. I'm moving slow this morning. It's so damn cold out. Damn. Uh, just because I grew up in Vermont doesn't mean I want to be around cold anymore. I can tell you that right now. I don't like cold weather anymore. Not at all. Anybody take this 1 minute gold line in gold this morning? God, what a beautiful setup. Crossover of the gold line, Donchian low, smooth pullback, bam, bam, bam. It was very lethargic. Like it didn't have a lot of energy, but it did work. Now I don't have any snow on the ground. I got a lot of frost though. I've got about a acre and a half to 2 acre pond behind my house, and there is a skim of ice across the whole thing right now, because it got to I think it was 14 degrees last night. I think that was the low, 14, or was it 12? It may have been 12. Hold on here. It was 12. Sorry, it got to 12 degrees last night. You got that one? All right. Good job. Good job, Cody. Good job. Now shut it off and go home for the day. Yeah, the thing about that one, Naked Magnolia, is I didn't take it. I was on a phone call, but it was very lethargic. I mean, it worked. Once you got in, the highs of the candles kept getting lower and lower and all the way down to where you would expect it to get to. But I mean, damn, it was very lethargic to do that. Very lethargic to do that. For what I would have perceived, an absolutely ideal setup, I would have expected gold to move a little faster than that. So that has that right there. What happened right here with this price action right here, that has me nervous. It does. It has me nervous because that should have run once either this first or the second candle closed. I mean, that should have just run right down there. It should not have meandered. Not at all. That should have run. And the fact that it didn't, again, has me a little bit nervous. Nervous about the number of participants in the market right now. David, that's another, especially gold, when gold does it. Now, gold didn't do it, but equities, when the first day they turn over, that it, especially like right now, because we have we're already in December. There's still a lot of trading going on the other contract, and not everybody got the message that the volume swapped from this contract to this contract. That's why they announced the rollover. So yeah, that doesn't help either. Oh, I agree, Cody. It looks like, it definitely did. I was sitting here watching it while I was on the phone, and I kept thinking, man, I mean, because everything I could go into a Charles Dickens novel as to why this trade was a good setup. I mean, I literally could do a Charles Dickens novel of all the reasons why this was a good setup. And even with all those reasons, it just did not go. I mean, for those of you that know what this is, that's another of the reasons. I mean, it's like all the reasons were there, and the son of a bitch just wouldn't go. Yeah, when it exactly, it matches volume. So we've got split volume, we've got split participation, and we're in December. So go off that go. So continue on that thought process, Bruce. Why do you think I'm sitting here only looking at gold? And then the ideal setup, hands down, for the whole freaking day was right here, and it didn't move. It didn't move. This should have been a zing, 2 minutes at the most, not freaking 10. I mean, that trade right there should have been 2 minutes at the most. Bing, bing to the rotation. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes to get to target. 8 minutes. That's insane on that setup. So the RTY has reached the, let me blow this up. The RTY has reached the prior day close, or it's reaching for it right now in the overnight open. Let me just drag it down here while we're sitting here. So here's price. Whew, look at that, Jesus. And here's our overnight open. And we have not been here since we blew over it, Sunday. So this is it right here. And conveniently, I just noticed the YM is just about to touch the prior day close. Just about to touch the prior day close. Don't reject up. Come on, man. So let's kind of look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've had quite a sequence of candles to the downside, which is a good sign. The YM, I'll just drag it down here for a second. If you look, the YM is like a tick or two from the prior day close. And you know how these two have a tendency to move together. So you really want that to clean out at least this. For RTY to confirm to the long side. Well, now RTY is collapsing even more. All right. Huh. Whew. Look at that. That is some interesting looking price action right there. Look at that. I mean, look at that. I do not trade silver. There's a reason it follows gold. Same reason that gold follows oil once the market is doing its thing. And that's because they're impacted by the value of the dollar. all three of them because they're commodities. But I do not trade silver. I don't need to trade silver. The rotations in gold are so huge that the money that we've got people in this trading room. Jim is a perfect example. There you go, Jim. Sorry, Jim's right here, as a matter of fact. I mean, the rotations in gold are so huge right now. You don't even have to risk the kind of money with the thin trading you can get in silver to get huge returns in gold. So the RTY is just collapsing down. So still collapsing down. I have traded silver I have traded silver in the past. I have. So I know how it acts. The problem is it can get thin on its extremes. So if you get caught on a wrong side, boy, you can get pounded. Gold used to be that way, and now gold has, because it's way up at $4,000 an ounce and all that stuff. There was, a matter of fact, sneaky tube. I don't know if you're do you trade with Ninja? I found something interesting. I think, Jim, you trade with Ninja. They sent an article, Ninja, the brokerage group, sent an article out. Ironically, they sent it out like Wednesday or Thursday last week, talking about how volume has been rotating from the NQ to gold. And it's and that traders are really jumping in and trading gold because there's so much money rotation. And that was the one thing gold, back when it was $1,200 an ounce, one of the things that it lacked was the volume to keep you from having bad fills, slippage on your losses and things like that. Now I hardly have those problems at all. I do get trades that are jumped sometimes, but hell, I've had trades jumped in the NQ. I've had trades jumped in the RTY where it just jumps right over my price and I don't get in. I mean, I have that problem in gold and RTY and NQ. I don't have it in the ES, but we all know why that is, because it's just a big cow. The ES is just a big cow. You're long in the RTY? I'm going to look at the RTY. Let me look at this. I'm going to look at the RTY for one reason only. What would that reason be, if anybody knows? I need this pivot right here to hold. I need this pivot right here to hold. God damn it, I don't need that in there. I need this pivot right here to hold. This one right here to hold. Good job, Edwin. Oh, I love the ES, man. When it's moving, it's great. It's like a big. It's like I just was talking about it. It's like a big cow. It just kind of moves. Big cows move slow, but they ultimately get to where they're going. And it won't give you a freaking heart attack like the NQ in the process. All right, that's dead. This is dead. This is dead. This is dead. We broke that pivot right there, so to the downside. So forget that. I was hoping for a little. Obviously, you guys could. I was hoping for a W right here, because if this candle right here after this pullback got broke, man, I'm telling you, the buyers would have been hitting that thing like you wouldn't believe. Yeah. Now, I don't know, Edwin, if you've heard my story, but I when I passed my first eval, not my first eval, I've passed many evals before that, but when I passed an eval with Apex and I got my first funding from Apex, I strictly just sat there and traded the ES. Regardless of how slow the cow was, I just said, I'm going to do it. You know, the one thing about the ES is, boy, it'll make you patient compared to these other instruments. It'll force patience on you because it just, you know, because it is what it is. So I have a lot of respect for the ES. I just personally don't like spending my time trading it. Oh, okay. All right, Edwin. All right, good. And that cow will get you paid. Yeah, well, just, you know, walk the cow out to the field, bring the cow back, and you get milk. You get about 3.5 gallons of milk a day. Ask me how I know. Oh, shit. Well, now the RTY has not deliberately moved to the prior day low. So I'm not focused on the RTY to take along right yet. Am I making sense? But what I will tell you is over here in the ES, for those of you listening to my humor about the ES, it has broken the prior day open. I mean, the overnight open. It has broken the prior day close. It's having an inside candle right here. So, God dang it. I had to reload all my stuff this morning, and so my strategies are all screwed up. All right, sorry. Let's see here. Now, you should know I'd prefer it to pop through the bottom here and then run up, but it's okay. Let's see here. We had the NQ has the exact same pattern. For those of you that like to light your hair on fire, the NQ is literally in the same exact trade situation right now to the long side as the ES. Exact. Well, you got an inside on top of an inside. Oh my God. Oh boy. All right, it broke through the bottom, which I'm fine with. All right, I'm gonna cool that off for now. So I'm just quickly look at the NQ. Same trade. Inside candle, then it broke it down. Exact same scenario at the exact same time as the ES. They were mirroring each other even on the chart, not just candles. That's another reason why I was more interested in that ES trade right there. It's because they were both the ES and the NQ were in the exact same position at the exact same time. Makes the ES trade, if they had reversed, doubly good, in my opinion. YM is through the low. RTY is through the low. The ES and the NQ are the only two that aren't through the low. All right, and go, baby, go, 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 go. All right, I took that RTY trade right there. I mean the YM trade right there. Ooh, go, 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 go. There it is. Come on, get there. There you go. All right. So how do I know this big green candle is going to happen? Come on, man. How many times have you guys been watching me? Down to this level, the hammer candle, back to the other side. Ah, man. Bob, what did you do? Did anybody catch that YM? So the whole time the market, if you look at the NQ and the ES, they were all looking for somebody to find a bottom and reverse. It turns out it was the YM. If you look at your ES and your NQ now, and you know, nobody should be surprised that it's the YM, because 9 times out of 10, if there's going to be a reversal from seeking support, it's going to be the YM or it's going to be the ES, because those are the big dogs running the ship. Everybody else is just going along like a Labrador. Like a Labrador. Oh, shit. I need to get this thing out of the way because I got it stuck again. I'm so freaking pissed off. Anyways, you caught the RTY? In what direction? Because I don't have a trade on the RTY. You got line to line, Papa Duke? There you go. There you go. There you go, Papa Duke. You're the man. Now look at that. And look at this. Just to add insult to injury, look at what they did. Now they're bringing it back down again. Oh my God. Those lines are freaking gold. Literally, they're gold. Yeah. Looks like we are. So here's an interesting scenario. All right. So just because now these don't move the same, but they do have a lot of influence on each other, and that's the ES and the NQ. So what happened with that run up, okay, is this was on the bottom of the prior day close. When this one ran up at the same time, it ended up on top of the prior day close. So now they're conflicting in which direction they should go. Personally, I think they're going to go long because I think it's, I think we're just sitting in a short term, we're in an oversold position. That's my opinion. YM can be clean. The YM can be clean. Yeah, the YM is it's a nice, I think I've told this story before, but I met a guy who lives in Florida. He's not quite half my age, but he's quite a bit younger than me. And he only trades the YM. And and he's extremely successful. Extremely successful. For such a young man, he's got the world. He's got the world at his hands. And you know why he trades the YM over all these other instruments? Because of what I just kind of said. Because it is smooth. It's not herky-jerky like the NQ. That's part of the reason why I like the RTY. I think the RTY tends to move in straight lines. And so, they're good instruments to learn my strategy on. The ES is the one. If you have patience and you can dick and dunk your way to a profitable P&L, great instrument. So Papa Duke, you excited about that trade? That was that hammer candle, man. The big hammer candle gave it away. I mean, come on, man. That big 1 minute hammer candle right there, reaching down through the low, that gave the trade away. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Edwin. I agree with that. Also, a lot less stress on my sanity. No, Rick, he doesn't. He uses longer term. He uses because at this point in time in his trading. So that's a good question, Rick. Now, some of the concepts I have, he totally agrees with. Like totally agrees with being on the right side of the market for your directions. Totally agrees with these lines and the impact that they have. But what he does is he trades on a bigger time frame, 5 minute candles, 15-minute candles, that kind of stuff. Because he doesn't mind if he's in a trade with 10 contracts and he's risking, say $1,500. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Snoopy. Sorry about that. Dog was beating on the door. Well, turns out I was wrong, man. Turns out I was wrong on what I thought was really going to happen there. They rolled that damn thing over again. They did roll it over. I thought the ES and the YM were going to force the market back long again. Of course, hold on here. We might get a big old W pattern here. Let's hold on and watch this. Hold on. Here I am giving up. Ain't no sense in giving up yet. We might have a big W pattern. Look at this. Here to here, up to here, and then boom. Look at that smooth pullback, rotation here for a potential W pattern. Why am I freaking giving up on the ghost when we haven't broke the pivot to the left yet? Jesus, Bob, pull your head out of your butt. Start thinking like you know what the hell you're doing. Stupid. Stupid. Come on. All right. Are you going to break that bottom or are you going to go through the top? If it breaks that bottom, then it's all over. It's all over. It already broke it on the ES. It already broke that bottom. It already broke that bottom on the ES. So I'm not going to do anything. But that would have been an ideal place for a W pattern. You had your rotation come down from there, create this pivot, came back down. And then here's your support that you took this trade off of. So this support would be a great place to take your second trade. But this pivot right here, you know what I meant when I said that. This pivot right here had to hold, and it didn't. So forget that. Whew. I've been jumped in GC a few times, man. But I've been jumped in the NQ. I've been jumped in the RTY. That's why, if I have time, I do manually trade more and more. If I can trigger my trades manually, I'll do that versus counting on my Trade Saver or whatever. The thing about Trade Saver is it allows me to make a decision real quick. It gives me an opportunity, which manually doesn't, because I'm not leaving trades randomly on my charts to drag and drop. That would be insane. There goes, look at that YM, you dog. So they did the crossover. They did a retest of the prior day low and then rolled it right over. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's probably going to be gone. Where's the low? Where's the low in the YM? Oh yeah, we're gonna look at that. So look at that. I mean, I didn't take it obviously, but she had this rotation to here, rolled inside, created a gap, came back up to the bottom of the overnight open. I talk about that all the time. Support becomes resistance. Resistance becomes support. I mean, it's rinse, wash, repeat. And then where's the target on this? Right here. Right here. If it can rotate down there, that's where the target would be. You got it off the prior day close? Awesome, Joe. Joe, are you the one that emailed me? Somebody emailed me a question recently. Yeah, you emailed me a question, Joe. I'll read the question here in a minute, and then I'll answer it with my opinion. All right, because that's all it is my opinion. But give me a minute. You know, I'm dyslexic, so I really didn't want to type the answer anyways. It's like, come on, man. How do I type this answer? I was going to make a short video and just send it to you. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that question. I was like, okay, how do I answer this question without myself sounding like I'm stupid? The RTY did the same thing. For those of you looking, I mean, a lot of similarities and patterns. But it crossed over, retested the prior day's low, and rolled over. Now, from the prior day's low, you don't really have a target other than the current low. So, I mean, you could have gone from here to here, which is exactly where it ended up stopping. You know, my issue would be that I'm in at, 40. What am I in at there? 48. I can't read this shit, man. I need my glasses. The rotation's just not so big, but it may keep on going. Obviously, it is going, but they did the same pattern. So, they rotated to the prior day open, prior day close, rejected it through the prior day low, crossover retest, and then blew it straight down. And that was a nice little situation. And that whole scenario happened at the same time the YM was testing the overnight open, which is perfect situation to be taking that trade. I'm not trading any Apex accounts. I took just like Jim, I took $5,000 funding from Apex. Is that what you call it? Whatever you call it. And I opened up a Ninja Ninja brokerage account. I had an AMP futures account, but I just decided to put the money in Ninja brokerage, and I've just been live trading. I've been live trading. I don't know, since maybe March. I don't remember. Jim was a little earlier than me. Yeah, payouts. That's the word. That's the word I'm looking for, Edwin. Thank you. Yeah, I took $5,000 in payouts, and I opened up my own, just my own brokerage with those proceeds. I mean, I could have opened up an account anytime. I mean, I have the money, but I just decided to use prop firm money to do it. How do I do that, Bruce? What did gold just do? I'm not, you know why gold did anything? Because I'm sitting here, looking at the YM. That's why. Hold on here. Well, the whole market did the same thing. To answer your question, what did gold just do? Did the same thing the whole market did. Big, huge green candle. The whole market did that. Could be anything. Could be something hit the news right at that time. I mean, that's why you always got to trade with stops. You always got to have stops. People that trade negative, that's insanity. Or people who trade, or people who average into losing trades. Yeah. Go to properties. You make it sound like I know what I'm doing there. Oh, hold on here. Right click on my chart. Properties, gotcha. Font. I got you. Oh my God. Bruce, thank you very much. All right, I'll work on that. I'll save that in my template and then reset and then recopy everything. Oh my God, Bruce. Thank you very much. Holy shit, Amelia. Thank you. Yeah, Bruce, thank you. Man, you're a godsend, Bruce. You know, my chart looks so much better. Oh my God. Here's what it looks like. Oh my God, I can actually see. Compared to this shit, I can't see, man. You just saved my life, Bruce. I don't want to be trading with glasses on. As long as I can, I don't want to be trading with glasses on. Thank you, Bruce. That is excellent. Listen, you guys teach me shit every day. I just know how to read patterns. I don't know how to run software or any of that crap. Yeah, man. You listen. It's and if you're trading, did you say he was trading? Yeah, he had a personal account, so he had AMP. Yeah, if you're trading with live money, and you're trading negative. I mean, it's one thing if you're doing it with a prop firm, but whatever, because that's not real money. If you're trading live money and you're doing it negative, you are a fool, especially with the fact that at any moment, somebody from China might say something, somebody from Russia might say something, some idiot from the EU might say something. I mean, fuck. Of course, they all know not to say it until they tell Nancy Pelosi first. But I mean, again, that's a side story. We don't need to talk about that. God dang, yeah, you'd be insane. I used to use AMP. I like AMP. So if any of you have any, want brokerage suggestions, I've never had any problems with AMP. I use Ninja brokerage now. I don't have any problems with them either. Like, with transferring money when I want, things like that. I don't know, Rick. I don't think so. I mean, I do know somebody showed me how to use the Windows button and then the arrow to get it unstuck. The problem is, no matter when I change it from there, if I blow it back up, it goes back into stuck mode. So I end up having to redo my charts, or like Noah told me, just save it without saving the changes. So gold is doing what gold does best at 10 o'clock. Nothing. So I'm up like 380 some dollars. I'm fine right now. I don't know that I need to press my luck right now. Yeah, I see the YM setting up HD. It certainly is setting up for a long off of the prior day low. I mean, it certainly was worth rolling the dice for sure. I'd be following the back of the candles as they form with my stop until you get up through that red line to the 9 EMA. I mean, it certainly can't. There you go. See that? So yeah, I mean, did you get it? There. I mean, this, and it had the nice deliberate move down. So if you've got patience and you want to try to make more money, I mean, obviously the rotation is back up into here. See if the YM can produce again. YM had some good trades today. That one there and that one there. Jesus. I'm going to look to see if I didn't take this trade, but I'm going to, if it gives me a W pattern, I'll definitely pay attention. Now to give me a W, it has to pull back over to here, protect again. Remember, it's got to protect this bottom. Can't break that bottom right there. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at, the W. Looking at the W in the YM. It would be beautiful setup, honestly, other than the fact it's kind of sloppy W. But I mean, the second run off the prior day low might be a really good situation. Still got 40 seconds on this candle. Oh, shit. Go. 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 All right. Let's go. Oh, you dog. Shit. I squeezed it out. It's going to probably go. I squeezed it out. Come on, go. Go, YM. Go. Remember, it's got to break this pivot right here. I wish I could draw drawing tools, but I can't because this fucking thing is stuck. Freaking piece of crap. All right, come on. There it goes. Now it's broken this pivot right here. That's what we needed it to break. There it is. Needed to break that pivot right there. So now that, oh boy, if it runs all the way, that's great. But now you should know that your 9 EMA is going to be the one helping you push back to this target. But it may just run there. Yeah, nice W in the YM. Absolutely. Nice W. Now, remember, your 9 is now support because you've finally broken this pivot here. So you've had your sequence of bottoms, that one and this one. So price can come and sit on top here and create another one up here, or it's going to run all the way to target. It looks like it's going to just run to the target. This is a little resistance area right here from that pivot. If it just runs through it, great. I kind of expected it to come back and test, but it looks like it's not going to. It looks like it's going to go all the way. Yep, looks like it's going to go all the way. Looks like it's going to go all the way without testing the 9. Well, maybe not. God, the ES did the same thing. God. Yeah, the ES did the same thing. It's interesting how the ES and the YM are mirroring each other. They both bounced off the prior day low. They both did the same pattern. The ES and the YM did the same pattern off the prior day low. Interesting. The ES has further to go to the long side. So maybe it'll drag the YM with it, but there's what would be my target right there. Excellent, Ryan. Excellent. Excellent. Look at that. Excellent, Papa Duke. Excellent. Excellent. And then here's where it's first. Let's just observe this for a while. Here's where its first resistance was. So follow me here. So when it broke through here, I kind of thought it would go here and then sit here and then come here, but it didn't. It just kept on going, which is fine. So now this is your first resistance. We still have yet, remember this, okay? We still have yet to test the top of the 9 EMA. All right? So who knows the rule? 1, 2, 3. Who knows the 1, 2, 3 rule? So my belief would be that we're looking to set up for the 1, 2, 3 because here was resistance 1, here's resistance 2 that's failing. It really needs to come down and hit this 9 EMA and then roll right on through, is my opinion. It's got to get there first. But we never tested the top of that 9 EMA yet. We have yet to test it. It looks like it's about to. And you got the same scenario, by the way, in the ES. It has yet to test its 9 EMA since it's broken through the 9 EMA. Neither one has tested the top of the 9 EMA yet. Gold, Jim, I'm assuming. Yeah, gold, man, I tell you, gold tends to fall asleep after 10 or whatever till 11 Eastern Standard Time when the European market closes. Then it comes back to life again. Then all of a sudden it starts becoming, a beauty. Shit. Is it going to come back and retest? Wow. That was a big rollover. Still higher pivots. Still testing the top of the 9 EMA. We'll see if it rolls up. I'll be right back, all right? All right, what's going on here? Good job, Ryan. Yeah. That's part of why, to be honest with you, I'm looking like I was talking about this rotation here. The one problem that happened, this pivot right here was not broken on this thrust up here. That puts a lot of indecision on that rotation to go back long. It's the same scenario. So even though we're rotating from long from the bottom, we still have not proven we're going to rotate long from the top. So we're stuck in this YM. Those pivots tell you everything, man. If you just pay attention to them, it literally tells you Look to your left. It tells you the future. Oh, shit. Joe, I didn't forget you. Are you still here? Okay, Cody. Yeah, thank you. All right. So to answer your question, and I don't know, Jim could possibly give some insight on this also, but he's got to type, so that's not fair. Here's my thought. All right. And again, this is just my thought. My thought is this. I find that traders that trade with multiple exits are more concerned about having a trade that's profitable than having a trade that makes a lot of money. And so, and I'm going to tell you right, I don't give a rat's ass about my win rate. Instead, I'm more concerned with the money I make on the trades that I do take. And so if I'm going to take two contracts, I want to defend myself from the bottom, let's say on a long, and I've got a preconceived target up above, and I want to walk my way there. I don't want to feel good about myself because I risked the two contracts when I entered just to have $100 because I took one out here. Conceptually, that makes no fucking sense to me. And, you know, to give you another example, like Daryl Martin from Apex, he doesn't trade that way either. Like when he loads his contracts, he loads his contracts based off of profitability in trades. That's one of the things I'm trying to work myself towards. He does not look to get out of a trade. He looks to maximize a trade that he's in. And who cares about the win rate when the reality of it is it's the P&L? It's one of the things that I find, you know, that people struggle with too, is just, you know, is just seeing that, you know, a trade has this potential. Like a lot of people ask me, what's your ATM? Well, my ATM is this, but that doesn't really matter. I'm not looking to lose $300 in the NQ, and I'm not looking to make $500 in the NQ. I'm looking to lose as little as possible in this NQ, and then I'm hoping to make as much as possible in this NQ, depending on what my rotations are. And if you jump out on one contract at $200 so you can feel good about yourself, I don't know that that makes any sense, because you risked the money from the beginning. So see, the YM is stuck, and I'm telling you, I'm pretty confident I know why it's stuck. Again, we are pivoting from the bottom, but this rotation here this freaking thing didn't break there. Yeah. Well, you know, it goes back to one of those things, man. It's like, I mean, and you know, all the testament to Jim in this respect, and that is, you know, the first time, like I did last Wednesday or whatever day it was, when I took that one gold trade and made $1,000 in it. Here I am risking $200 to make $1,000. The sooner you recognize how to make bigger profits with smaller losses, the sooner the pressure of trading will leave your shoulders. Because now you're not afraid of losing $100 here, $200 there, $400 here. You're not, because you're going to be right. And when I'm right, I'm going to get X. And I think that's probably the most important thing that you can understand is get on the right side of a trade. That's great. Defend your position in case it turns out to be the wrong side of the trade, and then make the most money that this rotation is supposed to make for you. It's my number one goal in 2026 is to do exactly those things as often as I possibly can, because at the end of the day, even the trade I took in gold on last Thursday or whatever that made me $1,000, it did what I really thought it was going to do, and it rotated, and I would have made $2,500 to $3,000 in that one trade if I'd just let it do, if I let it marinate and bake like it should have. And I believe those scenarios, when you start doing those scenarios that I'm talking about, that's when trading will change your life versus trading just being like a hobby. Yeah, and Trader Joe, that was one of the main things. That was one of the main things that got Jim out of it. Was it's like, I mean, Jim sits on here and he trades and he takes 10-point trades in gold and stuff like that. If you're in a prop firm, man, even though you may be the best trader they've got in their prop firm, you could quote unquote break their rules because you did X and the drawdown came and got you, or you did X and you made more than 30% of the payout requirement, or something like that. And so but again, prop firms, there's still a huge amount of benefit in a prop firm, without a doubt. It allows you to do these things, take these trades, learn from your failures, get excited about your wins and all that stuff, and build up your confidence and your patience to then go and be live. Right, Ryan? Yeah, 30% rule does suck, Joe. Absolutely. It does. Yeah, it does. Yeah, see you, HD. Yeah, no problem. Hey, I'm green for the day too. I'm just answering questions now. Yeah, look at that. Look at that ugly gold. Look at gold. Look at how ugly that is. That is just ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Pivot in what? In YM? Are we talking about YM or pivot? Because the pivot's broken in gold. The pivot's broken in the YM. Well, the pivot being broken in the YM, because that was the one I was talking about. That's when you've got more confirmation that longs are now back in play. I don't have a specific trade that I want to talk about here. But I mean, this is the 1, 2, and this is the 3. So this should break and go all the way back up to here. Oh, I thought, Ryan, I shut the chart down, and later on that day, I thought about that. I said, shit, I never went over that. Oh, Bruce, how does it? My dad had both his done. Is it because I need to get one done too? Uh, I hope it went well. 1 year checkup. Eesh. Yeah. Exactly, Edwin. Exactly. You've had both done, Bruce? Oh, wow. Yeah. Absolutely get busy. I've said that before. I've said that a million times. Don't look at me looking at all these instruments. Pick one, learn it, because they have different personalities. They all have different personalities. In summer, I did a YouTube video on which ones you should use depending on whatever. Okay, Bruce. All right. Got you. Got you, Fish Atlantic. Yeah, well, that's the thing is all these have different rules. And they have different philosophies. Which is which is a topic that I've thought about breaching in my channel, but I just you know I don't want to be portrayed as some prop firm pusher or something because I'm not. I talked about Apex in my trading channel because that's who the hell I used. I talk about AMP futures because I've used them. I've talked about Ninja Trader brokerage because I use them. You know, um, but I have seen nightmares on literally just about every prop firm. I've heard nightmares or disagreements and whatnot, and I don't spend a lot of my energy trying to figure out who's right, who's wrong, whatever. Um, but I do know this before the space got as full as it is now. Um, I've known some long term traders that had some really bad situations with Top Step. And so I've never even blinked my eyes about using them. Does that mean when I say traders, I'm talking about real traders, not back before prop firms became, really, what they are today. They're in vogue today. Um, but, and Daryl's told his personal experience with Lilu, and I don't even know if Lilu's still in business or not, but that was kind of interesting. But I never looked at any of these prop firms as being the solution to my trading as much as I looked at them as being just a mechanism to spend, not a lot of money to get data and shit, Jim, into practice. That's what I looked at prop firms as, and they've done that for me. They've given me, they like Apex, for example, gave me I got time to spend working on my mental game, without spending the money that it would have taken for me to do it by myself without a prop firm. Does that make sense? What TPT is that, trade to profit or something like that? Dude, let me tell you something. Every one of these companies, these prop firms, every one of them contacts me. I've got, from the weekend, I've probably got 6 in my email right now. Take profit trader. Okay. And you know, they all want me to come on here and tell you how great they are. And I don't. By the way, Jim's long right here for anybody that wants to know. Jim's long in gold right here. Just so you know, Jim's long in gold right here. I'm just letting you guys know. You know, 90-10, 80-20, at the end of the day, none of it matters unless you're making money. And I never, again, I go back to what I said. I never looked at the prop firms as being my mechanism to freedom in trading. I looked at them as a tool, no different than Ninja, the trading platform, no different than Kinetic, the data, no different than the 5-minute red line. No different than any of those things. It's going to go. See, there it is. It's going to go. But prop firms are, I'll tell you what, prop firms do, you know, if it wasn't for prop firms, I mean, how many of you on here would even be trading? Probably not that many. So, I mean, there's a lot of good that comes from prop firms. That broke down. I'm not a big fan of all the drama they cause and all that crap. I mean, I try to be drama free as much as possible, man. Life's too short to be dramaed. Now, Jim, yeah, but if it wasn't for a prop firm, I mean, would you have really developed into who you are today? That's my guess. Right. No. Yeah. That's why you and I don't trade in a prop firm anymore. I don't, you know, that's exactly why you and I don't trade in a prop firm anymore. But it does give people really inexpensive way to try this. What is the 60% payout rule in funding ticks, brother? 60% payout rule in funding ticks. Is that a question to me or is that somebody else? I love you, Amelia. Oh yeah, no, that's no, totally true. Totally true, Jim. Totally true. Totally true. And I've even said to people, man, if you want to keep practicing, in the afternoon, turn on your micros and follow the patterns again. Absolutely, Fish Atlanta. It's again, it's a tool that's got me to where I am today by allowing me to trade money without it being money. Because my problem with trading is not the ability to read these charts and to read the pivots and to recognize good setups. My problem is all right here. And so the prop firm gave me the ability to deal with this to the level where I'm comfortable enough to go out and trade with real money again. That's what the prop firms did for me. It would have been very hard for me to do otherwise, in my opinion. I've said this before. Part of the reason my P&L doesn't say the profit in the trade is because of what goes on inside this stupid head of mine. That's why it says ticks or, whatever. It doesn't say profit, dollar amount, because I struggle right here, which is ridiculous. I've said that before. It's ridiculous for me to struggle right here. When I'm signing contracts for, should I sign 2 contracts on Friday for $580,000? So, but the mental side of trading will screw with my mind. I had to think about it. I signed I signed 2 contracts to build 2 houses. I got another one I got to do today. So, and I got another one to do like Wednesday. So I'm going to sign $1 million in contracts in a 5-day period, and I'm sitting here freaking out about stupid shit on a trade. Exactly, Fish Atlantic. Exactly. That's 1,000% correct. And trust me, my friends, I've got the financial scars way beyond what anybody wants to know to prove why I'm mentally screwed up in the head when it comes to trading. That's a good way to do it, Papa Duke. That's a very good way to do it. Hold on a second. it dawned on me that I had let one dog in and not the other one. And I was like, well, god dang, dog shouldn't be outside. It's freezing out. Well, somebody else had let the dog in. So I was running around the house to make sure the dog was in the house. The dog's in the house. Oh yeah. Wait, was that the 16th? When's was that? Was that a Joe? I'm trying to remember. Was that the 16th? That they're cutting that off? I don't know. I don't remember. I don't pay attention. Man, the equities have gone straight to sleep. All right, we're getting ready for gold to come down here, potentially for now. This is something I saw way a long time ago. See, we opened here. The market opened from the prior day close right here, and all it did was go up. So, two things that I noticed this morning when I looked at the charts, we never cleared out the prior day high. Like gold ran all the way up here, never cleared out the prior day high. But it also never tested the prior day's low. So it's like, okay, well, then what the hell are we going to do? Well, obviously, it looks like they're going to go do the prior day low instead, or prior day close. Yeah, exactly, Joe. Yeah, exactly. And I, first thing this morning when I open up my charts, that's what I scrunch my charts. I always look to see where are we in relationship to what's going on and blah 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 blah. And that's exactly the analysis I had first thing this morning. Was that okay? If we can get a rotation up on top of that red line when we were up here and sit on top of it, we're going to here because we hadn't cleaned that out. Well, that didn't happen. Instead, it poked its head through the red line and then came back inside. So all they've done since is just keep heading towards here. Yeah, that's pretty. That is a pretty sloppy potential W there in the NQ. Holy crap! Probably in a if you turn that NQ into a 5-minute candles or something to that effect, it probably would look pretty clear as to what you're talking about. And then gold just stops. I mean, come on, man. when it see, this is what I'm talking about. When it went through here, it should have crashed right to there. It should not have stopped But that's another thing I think. Let me just throw this out here while we're sitting here. We're coming up to the end of December, coming into a new year. I've talked about this in my YouTube videos, and I'll talk about it now. That is twice a year, which is exactly why January of last year I made a certain decision. Twice a year, I evaluate my business, trading, whatever. I do that between Christmas and New Year's, and I do it on the 4th of July timeframe. So that's spreads the year out evenly. And so I've already started thinking, and I wrote some notes down, but I've already started thinking about the new year. And so one of the things, the main thing that I intend to do next year versus what I did this year, which is fine. Everything is a growing process, is I'm not going to liquidate my accounts, my Ninja account down to $2,000 anymore. I'm going to leave the account loaded. I haven't come up with the balance yet, but I'm going to leave it loaded. Certainly not below $5,000. And then I'm going to look for bigger targets, bigger swings in the instruments that are paying on the days that they're paying. Kind of like the YM double top that we had on Friday. And just let those trades do what they're supposed to do. Let them go to target and look for bigger targets. I got to get out of this mindset that I developed from being in a prop firm. I still have not done that. I have not gotten out of the mindset that I put myself in from prop firm trading, and that was to not look for big targets, but to just get profits. And I'm fighting that battle right now. So that's my January objective, is to work on making my targets come reality in larger rotations than that prop firm mentality of, okay, well, we're up $500. I got to take it out. Because if it rolls back on me, I got to draw down, and I need to stair step myself to $3,000. So there's no sense in making $1,200 on a trade, because that's not stair stepping. Like, I got to get all those bad mojos out of my head. Does that make sense? So that's what I'm going to do. And I suggest that every one of you, it is a mindset, and I have to get that out of my mind. Don't get me wrong. It's made me money, and it's made me good money this year doing those things. But the reality of it is, I need to get that out of my mind. I need to take days that the market is moving, and I need to make bigger moves. So, anyways, that's what I'm going to do. So I suggest every one of you sit down and evaluate where you are in your journey, and put yourself on a new a new trajectory, or a modified trajectory, not new, modified trajectory, say January 10th or so, when we get past the holidays. And honestly, this is something I've done throughout my career in any business I've been in. And it gives me a specific time to focus on things versus, day to day. Because day to day, I got to focus on what I got to focus on, making money or whatever it is. But that's what I do. So I do it twice a year. And last year, without even talking to Jim, I made the decision to just go live. Forget prop firms. That's what my decision was in my, and so what I did in January, I don't have the time frames exactly correct, but I just worked on getting my payout, get my money, and then starting my account. Jim did the same thing around the same time last year. We did it independently, not knowing each other was doing that. Okay, Cody, I'll do that. Thank you. So just my 10 cents. It's what works for me because I get caught in the day to day. I won't self criticize and I won't self develop unless I pick specific times to do it. God, gold. What are you doing? Just doesn't make any sense, man. It should have rolled down here. I mean, it really should have, Jim. Excuse me. There goes freaking gold. Jesus. There goes gold finally. Jesus. Jesus, gold. Come on, man. Yeah, Jim needs to eat this week. Jesus, gold. Oh, my God. The only thing I can say is it did get hung up here on its way up, and that's where it's hung up right now. So there might be something here that I don't know about. You see how it rolled up, sat right here? That's exactly the area it's sitting right now. That is exactly the damn area it's sitting right now. Yeah. I mean, it's sitting in that exact same spot when it was supposed to pull back to it at 7 o'clock last night, and it didn't do it, or 8 o'clock. Well, the ES and the NQ have blown through their respective static lines, interestingly enough. So there may be a setup coming up here soon in the NQ long or the ES long. If we can get a pullback, any of you are looking at those two instruments, love to see the NQ pull back to the prior day close and then reverse. So that would be a great setup. But it's just off and running right now. Damn. So right now, the pivot in gold, for those of you watching, the pivot in gold being defended is this one right here. That's the one being defended to the short side because this rotation went up and then down, broke this low from this high. So this is the pivot being defended. Looks like they're going to finally run it through. There it goes. Jesus. There it is. There it is. There it is. Fuck, what the hell? Holy crap. Yeah, exactly. 43.30 finally. Good job, Edwin. Now, for those of you that have been watching me for a while, you should know that I am not interested in a long in gold anymore because we took our sweet ass time to get here. So what I would like is gold to go down, create space, retest the bottom of these lines and then roll over, or cross over, create space, retest the top and go. But I am not looking for it to just reject from here. The hell with that. There you go, Jim. All right, so who's looking at the ES? Anybody looking at the ES? Because we might be having a setup there long. If it would just pull back. Needs to pull back more, though. Come on. ES, pull. The NQ is doing the same thing. Gold has got to do something now to determine its direction. So, like I said, it's creating space right now. So I like that. So it can have a nice smooth pullback to the prior day close and give a nice short. That would be great. Because I think, let's see here. See, here's the prior day open right down here. So we have all these lines down here to play with. Yeah, exactly. Not like October. That's it. Yeah, not like October at all. I said that earlier, Jim. I don't know if you were in here earlier, but that first trade right here, this first crossover retest of the 1 minute gold line short right here. I said that's a sign of the rest of the day, man. We're in trouble. Because it took it 8 minutes to get back to that pivot. And that's just ridiculous for gold. That shouldn't take that long. Shouldn't take 8 minutes for it to run approximately 5 points. It was about a $500 rotation. Should not take it 8 minutes. Not at 9:15 in the morning. All right. Oh. All right. Well, gold might have just done what I said right there. Man, the damn NQ ran off too early. All right, so you got gold here. Love to see an inside candle here, and then a breakdown. Let me try this thing so I can see. Oh my God, I can see again. Yeah, 2026 trading. Exactly. Did you jump me again? All right, I'm in. Oh, keep going. Come on. Now go. Jesus. Come on. Wow. That was ugly. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go to target. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Ah, you can take me out. Yep. Piece of shit. All right. You're in for 5. Well, uh, it's just retesting the 9 right here. It probably should roll over. Oh my God, gold. Come on, roll over. Come on, gold. There you go. Now roll over. Roll over. Roll over. Roll over. Oh, ES is finally moving. Okay. Is anybody watching ES? I think, Edwin, are you watching it? Come on, gold, roll over. What the hell? Oh, shit. Where is my strategies? All right, so yeah. Go. Go. There you go. Bam! And why did I do that? Why did I just do that? Why did I just do that? Jim knows. Why did I just do that? Why did I just do that? Jim knows. Why did I just do that? Wham! Bam! GCM pattern. Exactly, Phantom Knight. And this pivot high was higher than this pivot high. Good job, Jim. Excellent. 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 And then how do you know it's the right trade? I mean, shit. I barely put my stop in. I couldn't grab my target. I was out. Yes, it was an M pattern. And it was right there. I got all these markers on here. Here, let me get rid of these markers. Everybody saw the trade, so let me get rid of the markers. Hold on. There. All right. So this pivot high was higher than this pivot high by 2 ticks. So when this thing broke, bam, it's over. It's all over but the crying. What they were doing right here is they were setting up the longs to get trapped. That's all they were doing, setting up the longs to get trapped and then slamming them right in the head. Setting up the longs. So all those people thinking, oh, gold's going long. Wham! No, it's not. Anyways, $742 for me today. I'm going to shut the stream down. And no problem, Jim. Glad you made money. Glad you made money. Everybody have a nice day. Don't forget to like the video before you leave. That would be great. All right. And some people in here really made some good money today. Took some great trades. I mean, I can see the virus of how to do this is catching on with other people. It's great. I love to see it. All right. Everybody have a good day. I have got to get some work done. It is Monday. It's my busy day. Talk to you later. Bye.